Coming up on today's Next Fan Up podcast, bask in the glow of some of Neil's best work.
I mean, you could argue that Sam Darnold's injury is also friendly fire. I mean, it just says so much about society. What's going wrong in the world where you can't get into some sort of scrum with a group of guys and grab them by the crotch? I don't really credit that as a rant. I would say that was a sort of like a bit of a whine. I think if you're not mentioning Colin Kaepernick at least twice, then it's not going to be a rant for me. Bill Belichick is renowned for taking away the best thing the opposition does. And my hope is that he spent so much time looking for it and not being able to find it that actually we may confuse them and come away with a win.
It's week 5 of the 2019 NFL season. Here we go.
That's how we start. Yeah, baby.
32 SuperFans.
Where do the reports come from? Did you get an initial?
One PodVader.
That's football.
Every angle of the NFL covered.
All that kind of stuff, I get it.
This,
no question about it,
is Next Fan Up.
We're going to unleash hell here in December.
Hello and welcome to This Will Not Be a Discussion of the Summer Movie Viewing, because we are an NFL podcast, but we are called Next Fan Up, so there's no reason why we couldn't expand this to anything that people are fans of, including movies, but not today. Maybe a discussion for another day. In the meantime, we'll talk about week 5 in the NFL. The first month is over. We're at the quarter pole, ladies and gentlemen. It's an unbelievable sight, and I have 2 gentlemen here with me to help me run through the power rankings and the pigskin pick'em for week 5. As always, we start across the pond with our Scottish superfan representing the Washington Redskins. His map today says he's in Portlethen. That's Neil. Hello, Neil.
I've got his Portlethen is where I am. I live between Portlethen and Stonehaven. So if you ever...
Apparently the Wi-Fi in Portlethen is horrible because Neil is coming in and out very spotty. So annoying, so frustrating, especially when there's only 3 of us today. Let's go to Atlanta, where the Wi-Fi might be a little better, except he's not on Wi-Fi. He's on the old cell phone. It's James, our Philadelphia Eagles superfan. Hello, James.
Oh, gosh. What's up? Yeah, just comedy errors from the very start. The show wouldn't be any other way.
No.
I do have a little mini rant for later about 2 coaches of one team.
2 coaches of one team. Is one named Chip and the other Kelly?
I
had to do it.
Absolutely not.
I had to do it. It was right there. It's just
sorry.
Dangling there.
My good Christian values won't allow me to sin like that.
Ah, yes. Well, if you would like to also make fun of James and his love of those 2 coaches with those 2 names, you can send us your emails, nextfanup@gmail.com. We do have an email we'll be reading just in a little bit. You can tweet us at NFU Podcast, facebook.com/NFU Podcast. Neil, did you fix the Wi-Fi there in Portlethen?
Well, I hope so, Jay, because without me, this show's nothing.
It's a good point.
Isn't that right, Jay?
Who lied to you? Who lied to you?
We have bye weeks this week, Detroit and Miami. Miami will find a way to lose this week somehow because that's what they do. Although it's interesting, last week when I asked, if everybody's good, doesn't that mean everybody really sucks? And sure enough, everybody ended up losing last week, or quite a few teams did. I thought it was rather funny.
I'm guessing about half of them.
Quite a number of them.
That's pretty much how it works, Neil.
Yeah.
Quite a number of them. And also, just so you gentlemen know, because the show can't easily break up between the 1 o'clock and the 4 o'clock game, only 2 4 o'clock games this week.
Oh, you're kidding me. Is that really? Really?
Yep.
It's time to storm the castle with pitchforks.
And honestly, it's really only 1 4 o'clock game because unless you're in Denver or maybe I don't even think the people in LA will be watching the Chargers. So they're all going to be watching the Packers and the Cowboys on Fox.
That's why they did that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. There's nothing
Make sure
more.
Everyone watches that game.
I don't mind Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They're okay. They're passable. But see, when it's a Dallas game, oh my God, I just got to have a sick bucket next to me the whole game.
Yeah. There's a game in London this week, too.
Is there?
There is. We'll get to all of that in just a moment. Just a couple of stats here, like I always like to start with. We've been talking about the youth movement, especially at quarterback in the NFL 100th season. And it continues on. 2019 marks the year with the most wins for quarterbacks aged 26 or less through the first month of the NFL. Second place is 1987 with 31. 39, by the way, is the number of wins by those youngsters. That's pretty interesting, I thought. That the youth movement not only comes with youth, it also comes with winning.
I thought you were going to say movement.
I probably should have.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Through 4 weeks, 5 games have featured a team coming back to win or tie after trailing by 10 or more points. Since the 1970 merger, only the 2011 season had 9, 1979 had 8, and 2018 had 7. Have had more such games through the first 4 weeks. So games aren't over. If you think they are over in the fourth quarter, even if you've scored 10 or even if you've scored 17 or more, because so far 3 games this season have featured a team coming back to win or tie after trailing by 17 or more points. No lead is safe in the NFL, gentlemen.
Yeah. I feel about week 1.
Unless you're playing Washington.
Well, we are this week, and I know Bill Belichick knows that no lead is safe. So, yeah, we could run it up.
You think Washington's going to get out on a lead on New England?
Oh, no. I think New England is going to run it up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you better score touchdowns because you haven't got a kicker.
We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's talk about the pigskin pick'em. Last week I only got 7. That's just not good. And only 4 versus the spread, which is even worse. Power rankings were 8 and 7. Our best picker in the group had 10 right, and that was R for Revolution. So last week we extended an invitation, did not hear back. So this week, R for Revolution, you now have the invite to join us on the podcast. I will say, however, we have heard from a former winner. The Hooded Claw has emailed us.
Excellent.
Yes. His name is Steve. I don't know if he signed it, Steve, a.k.a. Hooded Claw, saying, Dear PodVader, I've been enjoying the NFU podcast for several years now. Pause. We're only in our 5th year. So we haven't been around for several years yet.
I would argue that several really only means 3 or more.
Okay. Fair enough.
More than 2.
And I am excited to be the, in parentheses, no doubt temporary leader of Pigskin Pick'em. Well, you're still the leader, Hooded Claw. So enjoy. Currently, I am traveling in Germany and have not been able to listen to the podcast as often as I'd like. I am sorry not to have responded to your invitation to join you. It would be great to do that sometime, but I understand why you moved on to the next guy. Anyway, I'll keep listening to and enjoying NFU, your friend Steve, a.k.a. Hooded Claw. Well, Steve, R for Revolution is up next. If R for Revolution doesn't accept this invite, we will gladly extend an invite to you, my friend.
I'd like Steve to email us back and just remember we had this discussion about the Hooded Claw, the name, Dick Dastardly and all that. Mm-hmm. I'd like Steve to tell us why he's called the Hooded Claw. That would be great.
Well, Steve could come on the podcast and tell us himself instead of in print.
He could write us a letter. He could do whatever he likes. Send a pigeon.
I don't have a big topic for this week, so I don't know if, James, you want to go and rant now or if you want to wait until we get to the team that you want to rant about.
Let's wait.
Yeah, I mean, come on. As John Gruden would say, my life is running out of lifespan.
We start with arguably a game of the week on Thursday Night Football. The Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams fall to 6th in our power rankings. The Seahawks move back up to 5th. They are favored by 1.5 points in this game. Jared Goff set career highs in attempts, 68, completions, 45, and passing yards, 517 last week. His 45 completions tied Drew Bledsoe for most in a single game in NFL history. And that is literally the only reason why I read that particular stat, was to invoke the name of the greatest quarterback of all time for the Patriots. Jared Goff is 9-0 in his past 9 starts versus the NFC West. The Rams swept the Seahawks last season in games that had more than 60 points scored. I expect the same type of scoring tonight, but with a close game like this, I'm going to go with the home team. It really doesn't matter. I've been 0 for Thursday. James is going with the home team as well. Neil, last week your "they want it more" worked out for you. Is that why you're going with the Rams here?
What was last week's game? I forget.
Yeah, that's a good question.
last
the Eagles Packers.
Eagles, yeah, that's
Eagles,
right.
Packers.
That's right. I meant to.
You went with the
James,
Eagles. Want it more,
James? I meant to message you in that game because I actually got that game spot on. The first game for about 3 years, I got absolutely spot on. I thought the Eagles were brilliant. In this game, Jay, I'm looking at the big battle here between the Seattle defensive line and the Los Angeles Rams offensive line. And I haven't been all that impressed with the Rams offensive line. I'm not sure Whitworth is as good as he used to be. I believe Havenstein, he's the right tackle, isn't he? He's got the worst grading of any offensive tackle in football at the moment. So I went with that one because I had home field advantage and the Seahawks defensive line outplaying the Rams offensive line. So give the edge to the Seahawks. So in a close game, I would say though, I worry. I don't worry for Jared Goff. Because I actually think Goff, although he's made a lot of mistakes this season, I think he's also playing. He's also playing quite well. He does make big boy throws, in terms of the passing game. Unlike a lot of these young quarterbacks you were talking about earlier, Jay, who kind of just dump the ball off in short passes. I think Goff at least does throw the ball, into sort of more sort of riskier plays, and he should get some appreciation for that. But I think it's too much to go up there and win this game. So give me the Seahawks.
Russell Wilson's been making big boy throws for years, even though he's shorter than a big boy.
Okay, I think we should probably move on, James, do you think? Yeah.
So, injuries for this game tonight. For the Rams, safety Taylor Rapp is doubtful with an ankle. Linebacker Bruce Hager is out with a shoulder. For the Seahawks, tackle Dwayne Brown is questionable with a biceps injury, and guard Ethan Posick has a back injury. He is listed as questionable as well. My big concern is just to echo Neil, Jadeveon Clowney against his offensive line. And what the heck are they doing with Todd Gurley? Because not running him, which they should be doing. That game Sunday against the Buccaneers, if that's going to be a microcosm for the rest of their season, it doesn't matter how good or bad Jared Goff looks. I mean, that's going to be the outcome every single week. Run the ball. All that matters, just run the ball.
I don't think that will be a microcosm. I think that's an outlier. We'll get to that when we talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to get to a lot of things today. I'm excited for.
I also just say I've got to shout out to the ridiculous 12s they call themselves. These 12 Seattle fans that go to the ground every week. I watched them against the Saints. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It was silent in there. There was no mood, nothing at all. I mean, I've seen more atmosphere on the moon than that Seattle place. So come on, they've got to pick it up.
The Sunday games now, and remember, most of these are going to be happening at 1:00, which is really annoying. We will start with the Atlanta Falcons at the Houston Texans. The Texans have fallen to 14th in our power rankings. The Falcons have fallen down to 25th in the power rankings. Texans favored by 5. Let's see here. Matt Ryan putting up some historic passing yards. I think he's working on a record for something over 300 yards in every game of the season. But he's thrown 6 interceptions. The team is -5 in takeaway giveaway. The Texans are +2. I will take Houston in this game easily. As both of you will as well.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any fight left in Atlanta right now. They're actually turning into